survivor. You. Yeah, I'm talking to you. You're a survivor. You survived attacks. You've overcome. You made it through the struggle. You came out on top. You are a survivor. Unfortunately, there are many survivors who are at risk of relapse. A survivor at risk of relapse. You're at risk of relapse. And a lot of that is because there's an issue. The danger is in when you begin to daydream. It's when daydreaming becomes dangerous. You're a survivor. You're at risk of relapse because daydreaming has become dangerous. We're going to get into that today. I am your host, Dr. Lydia Michelle Young. I'm here with my co-host, mentor, formation life coach, intercessor, Janine Nicole is here in the building. Today is Wednesday. It is Wednesday. It is the middle of the week. And many of you know that we refer to Wednesday, the middle of the week, as midweek refreshing fire, where we share words with you, phrases with you, ideas with you, insight, wisdom, knowledge with you, to refreshen you, to give you a fresh feeling about your life, a refreshing, a fresh start, a fresh idea, a new beginning. And so not only to refreshen you, but also to provide words to you to remind you of your worth. We want to add value to your life, not just for a moment of life change, but a change that will last you for the rest of your life. Thank you for listening into Sweet Fire, the podcast here, where our mantra is how to survive the flame when what attracts you burns. Again, this session is dedicated to survivors who are at risk of relapse. Come on, intercessor, jump in.
Good evening, everyone. Yes, thank you for tuning in and listening to Sweet Fire, the podcast. Survivors in danger of relapse because of the daydreaming. I like that. That is good. In danger of relapse because of the daydreaming, spending too much time, investing too much of cognitive energy on something that means you no good, can cause harm to you, can distract you and get you off course of fulfilling your destiny, because your destiny is attached to your worth, right? But the danger in the daydreaming,
right?
To keeping our minds in areas that mean us no good, areas that exhaust us, drain us of strength, drain us of just focusing on our purpose, keeping us completely, utterly distracted, thereby keeping us off course. The dangers of daydreaming. I love it. I'm looking forward to jumping into. I know I kind of started a little bit, but I'm definitely looking forward to diving even a little further.
Let's dive in. Let's dive in a little further. So you said something very significant, had me to thinking even more, a little more deeper. When you said keeping our minds in areas,
right?
You said keeping. That's the key word. Keeping our minds in areas that mean us no good, that are unhealthy.
Right.
Keeping our mind in areas, in other words, locking our minds up.
Right.
In areas, in thoughts, in arenas, in places, in spaces that which are not healthy for us. Arresting our minds.
Right. Holding us captive.
Arresting our minds, holding us captive in a space, in a place that is not meant, that is not intended for us. So when we do that, we are actually threatening our current peace. If you are finding yourself daydreaming about your ex, about that relationship, the toxicity. If you're recovering, alcoholic, if you find yourself daydreaming about going to the store, buying a bottle, going, to a place, a joint, as they call them, where people are participating, partaking of, engaging. It's okay to go out and have a good time, but be mindful of your environment. Be mindful of the setup. Be mindful of the trick. Be mindful of the trap that you may find yourself have fallen in because you lack discernment, because you didn't think with a solid thought. So what am I getting at? I'm saying a lot, but what I'm getting at is when we daydream, and we're at risk of relapse because we spend too much time, too much energy in our thoughts thinking about things, people, places which are unhealthy for us. We threaten our current peace. Not only that, we are at the risk of pulling ourselves back into the cycle. Come on.
Yeah.
I said a lot,
because when we all have daydream. It doesn't matter, your age bracket, your age group. We all have daydream. We still, daydream to this day. But it's the danger of when we allow our thoughts to go into an arena that is not healthy. Right. An arena where it's nothing but the atmosphere is toxic. When we find ourselves daydreaming on those, again, what a doctor just said, daydreaming if you're an alcoholic, daydreaming about, alcoholic beverages. If you're a recovering addict, daydreaming about the narcotic that you were once addicted to. If you were in a toxic, abusive relationship, in any type of relationship where there was toxicity, but we allow our minds to just stay on that stay on the experiences of, what we had in that toxic relationship. Anytime we allow our minds to go into places, into arenas, into veins, into areas that mean us no good, and we just keep our thoughts on that, it becomes dangerous because what happens? We start, we find ourselves acting out according to what we have been thinking, according to what we have been rehearsing. We find ourselves picking up that phone, texting that ex, picking up that phone, putting in a phone call to that ex, getting into the car and going to that liquor store, getting into the car and driving to that corner to get that drug because we know that drug dealer deals on that street, right? Anytime that we spend so much of our energy in unhealthy places, we allow the opportunity to react to that which we have been spending so much time rehearsing. And many of us, I'm getting ready to hand it back over to you, Doctor, but many of us can relate to what I'm getting ready to say right now. Sometimes when we allow our minds to just stay engaged, actively engaged in an unhealthy area, and then somebody tries to engage us in a conversation at that time that we are in an unhealthy area in our minds, how many of us can relate to being guilty of snapping on that person that has absolutely nothing at all to do with what we have been thinking about? Right? The power of the thought, even when it's not spoken.
Right. The power of the thought. Because what your mind is fixated on, that's where your feet will lead you to. Right. Your mind will lead your feet to that place. Right. Your mind will lead you to that place. So yeah, that's a powerful thought. And so when we talk about keeping our minds being arrested or our minds being locked into a place when we're spending so much energy, the energy of our thoughts in a place unhealthy for us, what's happening is now we're in a mental loop. Right. A mental loop. If any of you out there know anything about music and recording, when we loop the music, it means it plays continuously. Yeah. Like a hula hoop. It's round. It goes around and around and over and over and over. And what we're really doing when we're in a mental loop is we're playing over and over in our minds certain words. It plays over and it's like rolling a word over and over in your mind. Rolling a situation, an experience, an incident, a love affair, part part of your journey when you roll it over and over and over, when it's allowed to roll over and over and over and over in your. Have any of you ever been in that situation? And some of you are. I can see that so clearly. That's why this topic has came to surface today, where you found yourself just sitting, or driving, or whatever you're doing. You're in a room and there's noise, but you can't hear what's going on. Why? Because you're in a mental loop. You're surrounded by people. There's a television going on. There's music playing. There's a crowd you're surrounded by, but you're in a mental loop where your mind is going in a circle, where your mind is arrested because you're daydreaming. You're stuck in your thought. My goodness, when our thoughts are stuck. Now, if it's positive, I can see that. Some things are going to manifest. Things will come to fruition. But we're talking about staying away from the negative thought, cleaning our minds, sweeping through our minds from the toxic relationship, sweeping through our minds from the thoughts that try to bombard us. This came to my mind, and a lot of you have heard this, is this text. It says the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. So by any means necessary, when the enemy is able to captivate or arrest our minds, jump in on the end of that. When the enemy is able to captivate or arrest our minds, what happens, intercessor?
Then he's able to kill, steal, and destroy. When he does that, I like what you said just a few moments ago, how you touched on the fact when we rehearse what's positive, then the manifestation, right? It eventually comes into fruition.
And so does it vice versa.
And so does it vice versa. Anytime that we manifest, anytime that we are rehearsing the negative thoughts in our minds, the same is going to happen. It's eventually going to manifest. It is eventually going to come into fruition. So this is why we're reiterating the power behind the thought. There is so much power in our minds. Our minds are powerful, and our minds can manifest the positive, or our minds can manifest the negative. So we have to be careful with what we allow to be rehearsed in our minds. And the trick, I'm glad you brought the enemy, into this, right? Because when we rehearse, when we allow our minds to stay captivated with the negative, when we allow our minds to be in bondage to that which is negative, in essence, we are allowing the devil to use us against us. I'm going to say that again because that's powerful. When we allow our minds to stay captivated, allow our minds to stay in bondage to that which is negative, we are allowing the enemy to use us against us, because the devil knows that eventually the negative thoughts are going to manifest, because we're giving those negative thoughts the energy that the negative thoughts need to have a leg to stand on. That is why it is important that we take charge, we take control of what we allow to stay, rehearsed in our minds. Right. We need to stay focused on those things that keep us reminded of our worth. Those things that, that empower us. Those things that build up our confidence. The things that are positive. That's what we need to give the energy to. Right. That's what we need to continuously rehearse in our minds.
That's right. Right. Rehearsing the thoughts in our minds. If we give thought to the negative, that's what we give birth to. Right. As you said, when we rehearse in our minds those things that are positive, that plan, that purpose, the direction for our lives, when we rehearse those things, then that's what we'll give birth to. That's what will manifest. So when we're rehearsing, when we're in a mental loop, it really means that we're meditating on the memory. We're meditating on the moment, and a lot of times meditating on madness. So we have to be very careful of our thought process and how we allow our thoughts to flow, where we allow our thoughts to go. And I really appreciate what you sharing here about the mind being captivated, and how we, recognize the thoughts of the enemy, in your mind. Recognize the thoughts of the enemy of your soul in your mind. My goodness. I mean, that just recognizing the thoughts so that you can, as we say in our fireproof coaching platform, so you can refocus, reset, and rebuild. And so a lot of times, intercessor, as we prepare to close out this session, in order to maintain emotional health and healing, right? That healing that continues, because we started off talking to survivors who are in danger of risk of relapse. So in order to maintain your emotional health and healing, for that healing to take place and to be maintained and be sustained, it's important a lot of times for us to go into a no contact order or no contact rules. Right. No contact approach. Right. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that out, because that's where my mind went. Okay. Exactly. That is exactly where my mind went, because again, we opened up with, survivors. Right. Each and every one of us, we are survivors. We have survived something. We have survived someone. And in order to maintain that, there has to be no contact orders at times. It really has to be. Because if you want to maintain, that survivor mode, that survivor lifestyle, right? The stamina that comes with being a survivor, sometimes we have to put a no contact order out there.
That's it.
Because, there are some of you right now who are tuning in. You have been rehearsing the negative that has been spoken about you throughout your life. Those negative words that were spoken, that you will never be anybody. You will never amount to anything. You are a loser. All of those negative lies that have been spoken about you and have been spoken over you, you have been rehearsing those. And that is why your healing has not, gone further. You have not progressed in the healing process, because you have allowed your mind to rehearse the lies. And we are here on this evening to speak life, to speak the truth over your life. You are a survivor. And rather or not you continue in the survivor mode, it depends on you. We have to rehearse the truth about who we are, and we have to dismiss the lies. We have got to stop rehearsing those lies. And you may need to put that no contact order in place. Yes, and unfortunately, it's the truth of it. Unfortunately, the no contact order, a lot of times, who does it have to be placed on, doctor? But our family. A lot of times, the no contact orders, we must put them into place, implement them over our lives, and they are applicable to our loved ones. Because sometimes, unfortunately, it is our loved ones that try to speak, lies about who we are. And it's those closest to us that causes so much harm.
That's Bible too.
That's Bible. So you may need to put that no contact clause into place while you are going through your healing process. Right. And I'm going to say this as we are preparing to close. We have to become so passionate about our healing, so passionate about who we are, that we fight for it. Not literally speaking, so hands off, but I'm just saying to where we fight for it. We have to become passionate about that, because who else is going to be as passionate about our healing and our wholeness but us?
Right. That's it. Fight for it. She said it. You heard it. You heard it loud and clear. You heard it from mentor, intercessor. Fight for it. No more mental loops. No more mental loops. Maintain your survival. Don't relapse. Keep the strength. Stay encouraged. Be empowered. Peace be to you. Peace be to your house. And peace be to all you.